Fuck around, make my 40 pop. No popcorn, I pop pistols, reaming my body.
Alright guys, Boruto episode 199 spoilers. Alright guys, this episode right here is probably going to be the big blow. This is going to be the episode that everybody has been waiting for. I know a lot of people have been kind of, bring up a lot of, criticisms about the animation in the last episode of the Boruto anime, but I've been saying this for a very long time. Episode 198 is not going to be the episode that we're supposed to be looking forward to. It's going to be episode 199. This is going to be the guy. For example, in episode 65, people were basically praising the Boruto animators for basically animating that to damn near perfection, but people seem to forget episode 64, the animation looked nowhere close to that. In fact, the animation in episode 198 is arguably better than the animation in episode 64, the episode before, arguably the greatest episode of Boruto history. But regardless, let's get into exactly what happens in this chapter and what's exactly going to happen in the next episode of the Boruto anime. So at this particular point, we understand that Delta pretty much just finished her little scheme to actually, kill Naruto. Obviously threw himawari up in the air. Kawaki deflected the blast. Kawaki is now pretty much armless, or he basically only has one arm. Delta at this particular point, she is completely enraged. Naruto seems the exact same way as well. If you guys will recall, early in the battle, Naruto said if you touch or if you lay one finger on the children, he's pretty much going to make her wish that she was dead, something like that. And now Naruto is basically going through with that. But now at the beginning of the chapter, Delta specifically says, you are a vessel, your body doesn't belong to you, it exists for Kata, for Jigen. Now this is going to be the first time that Naruto hears the word Jigen uttered, and Naruto is going to understand that he's most likely going to be the leader of the Kata organization. Remind you guys, Naruto has known of the Kata organization for a very long time. He sent multiple people to investigate the Kata organization, and now Naruto now understands who the actual leader is. So he pretty much makes a bunch of threats, basically says that he's going to kill Delta and actually hunt down Jigen and kill him as well. But now the battle actually starts. Now one thing that I definitely do want to point out is that this battle, I actually do think is going to be longer manga wise than the battle that we seen, Kawaki versus Garo, just this chapter alone, because I think in that chapter it pretty much ended off, a little bit sooner than this chapter did. Even though there's a lot of stuff that happened in the last episode, pretty much covered, I think, 2 chapters. This one is going to be pretty much throughout the whole episode. So regardless, they basically start to clash. Now, here's the interesting part that I want a lot of people to understand. Naruto is bloodlusted at this particular point. He's not necessarily completely bloodlusted. I'll take that back a little bit. But Naruto really wants to kill Delta Mela because Naruto literally came seconds, not even seconds, milliseconds away from dying. And also Delta touched Himawari, his youngest child. And not only Himawari, but also blew Kawaki's arm off. So Naruto is going as close to bloodlusted as he could potentially be. And Delta is still keeping up with him. Delta and Naruto pretty much punch each other. And it basically makes it seem like they're equal right now. So of course they go back again. There's another volley. Delta kicks Naruto. Naruto punches Delta. They come back. Naruto kicks Delta, she goes flying. Delta comes back, she headbutts Naruto, Naruto goes flying. Delta tries to hit Naruto again, he dodges it, but Delta comes back with a knee to the chin. Naruto gets hit, then he counters with the elbow into Delta's back, and then they come to another stalemate. They basically kick each other at the same time. This is what I mean when I basically talk about how Delta is pretty much matching Naruto taijutsu, speed, and strength wise. Naruto right now, we understand that he's holding back in regards to ninjutsu. But in regards to taijutsu, strength, and speed, Delta is keeping up with Naruto. I'm going to say this right now. When this episode comes out, a lot of people are going to say that Naruto was quote-unquote nerfed. A lot of people are going to say that the writers are doing Naruto quote-unquote dirty. What we have to understand is that Delta is a different breed. Delta is elite. She's flat out elite. And another thing that I do want to point out, right after the scenes that I did outline to you guys, this right here pretty much makes you understand that Naruto is actually like as close to bloodlusted as one can be. Boruto makes the comment, Dad seems really mad. And everybody's basically looking on like they're agreeing with Boruto. Naruto is not holding any punches in regards to taijutsu, strength, and speed. He's 100% going out, and Delta is matching him. But they come to a break in the action. Naruto seems visibly tired, like he's huffing and puffing. Delta thinks to herself, he might have monster strength, but he's still just a human. It looks like he's starting to get tired. But at this particular point, Naruto's pretty much walking up to Delta, making more threats, basically saying like, hey, I told you I'd kill you if you laid a finger on the children, and Naruto right now seems very calm. Naruto seems like he understands what he has to do, and he knows that he has a plan. So as he's walking up to Delta, Delta thinks that she has a plan as well. She basically used the light beams and pretty much attacks Naruto. Now, of course, that plan in itself from Delta wasn't necessarily a bad plan, because we understand that her laser beams, they're pretty much light speed. Now we understand that Naruto pretty much, went past light speed after the 4th grade Shinobi War. Naruto even showed that speed feat earlier on in the fight in the last episode of the Boruto anime. But Naruto does something very different. So Delta blasts off the light beams, or the laser beams. Naruto uses the Rasengan, absorbs the laser beam into the Rasengan. He creates a giant Rasengan, attacks Delta with the giant Rasengan. Delta, of course, goes to her go-to move, tries to absorb the giant Rasengan. But Naruto's plan in itself was to pretty much overwhelm Delta's chakra absorption. One thing that was made very clear to Naruto was that Delta stores the chakra that she absorbs, mainly because earlier on in the fight, Naruto did the Rasengan, Delta absorbed it, but also Delta threw it right back at Naruto. So Delta had that Rasengan in the reserves already, and all she had to do was use her left eye instead of her right eye to actually bring it about and actually attack Naruto with the exact same Rasengan. What Naruto is now trying to do is he's trying to overload the system of Delta, of her chakra reserves, and pretty much destroy her dojutsu, so Naruto is now able to use less damaging ninjutsu. Of course, before, he wasn't able to use ninjutsu at all if it had a chance of hitting Delta's face. So Naruto's plan goes exactly how he thought it would go. At this particular point, Delta's right eye is completely out of commission. Delta's pretty much freaking out mainly because she can't really see anymore. So of course, Naruto hits Delta with the humongous giant Rasengan, and Delta's pretty much finished. Now, one thing that I definitely do want to point out, there was some spoils that released. Shout out to Abdul_S17 on Twitter, but the spoils basically said Naruto is angry with Delta, who's been sneaky, not being afraid of enemies' technique. He fiercely attacks, but Delta has a trick up her sleeve. Now again, we've gone through this multiple times. The Boruto anime changes some things from the Boruto manga. So it says that Naruto fiercely attacks Delta. Now, I'm not completely sure which attack this is going to be. It might just be the situation of where Naruto attacks Delta with taijutsu, and of course Delta has something up her sleeve, and the trick up her sleeve could have potentially been Naruto getting close and her trying to use the laser beams to catch Naruto off guard, which we just went over from the Boruto manga. Or it could be Naruto fiercely attacks Delta with the Rasengan. Delta's eyes are now out of commission, but Delta still has something up her sleeves to pretty much prolong this battle. Again, I talked about how this fight is 9 times out of 10 is probably going to span throughout the whole episode, and it would not surprise me at all if they were to add something very brand new in the Boruto anime that we have not seen in the Boruto manga thus far. But I do want what you guys think about this episode in the comment section below, and give me your opinion about what you guys think the animation is going to look like. I spoke about chapter or episode 198. I talked about how I wasn't necessarily too concerned about it, mainly because I understood this episode right here is probably going to be the episode that we all, basically fawn over and we all look to in regards to the Naruto versus Delta battle. But let me know what you guys think. It's me, your boy Baara, and we out.
It's a knife.